Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another disassembly video for you. You guys seem to enjoy these. Today, this is going to be a massive one. This is a brand new Hinderer XM-18 3.5 inch slicer. It belongs to my buddy Emilio. He sends me stuff to work on sometimes. I enjoy doing it. It's usually Hinderers. I think this is the fourth one I've done for him. This is definitely the biggest transformation of the others were just like scale swaps and stuff. This is basically everything is getting changed. All that is going to remain is the pocket clip, this lock side, and the blade. Every single thing else is getting changed. It's not even going to be running on bearings anymore. So it's a whole lot to do, definitely. So this is going to be a bit of a lengthy one. So settle in. But anything you want about working on Hinderers, I do work on a whole lot of Hinderers. I don't do that much work for other people. It's usually kind of if I know you sort of thing. But it seems to often be Hinderers. And I own 4 myself, and so yeah, I take Hinderers apart a whole lot, so I do kind of know what I'm doing with them. So if you really want to know something about Hinderers, hopefully I don't screw any of this up, because I just made myself sound like an expert, but I have taken apart a whole lot. And this is only the second time I'm going to be using the genuine Hinderer armorer's tool that you're supposed to use. I had rigged together my own little kit, sort of. Now, this is like 80 bucks. They are pretty expensive. Comes, as you see, it screws together. Comes with the 5/64 Allen key that you need for the screws. Don't use a Torx. That's not. There is a Torx size that will work, but I'm not even going to tell you what it is because you shouldn't use it because it's going to ruin your screws. You want to use this. I just had a regular old set of foldable American size ones that had one this small in it. So that's what I have been using. It has this nice tool for the pivot to hold this side of the pivot in place. I used initially a defaced piece of US currency. You just take a penny and cut a notch in it with a Dremel and it works okay. But later on I did modify a screwdriver that worked much better. But yeah, this is better. I admit, I did use it to take apart my own XM-18 with the proper tools and it worked better. And then it's got the little flathead thing on the other side. It's backup. I have a proper flathead, but these are usually pretty easy to take apart from the factory. They're not usually Loctited like at all, so it's usually pretty easy to do. But this one is going to be a bit complicated because I have to take it so far apart that I can't use a lot of my little tricks, or one of my little tricks that makes me swear a lot less than I've learned from working on Hinderers. I'll show you that trick though. If you're doing a simple scale swap or something, there's a trick you can do that makes you swear a whole lot less, because these standoffs can be a bit of a pain in the butt, and I found a simple little trick that makes them so much easier to do. But what are we doing to this thing? We're going to take off this really nice blue and black scale. I hope he's doing something cool with it, because it's pretty nice. And we're going to be putting on this RC Blade Works. Looks like it's black micarta, but grayish, blackish micarta. We're going to put that scale on. We're going to put on a copper liner. As you can see, the rest of these parts are all genuine Hinderer. And you can see from this, you cannot run it on bearings. This has bearings in it because it's a tri-way pivot. It came from the factory, so they always come with the bearings in it. So we're gonna have to replace those with the phosphor bronze washers. I asked which washers he wanted, the phosphor bronze or the Teflon. It comes with all 3, the bearings and these 2. So we're gonna put the phosphor bronze in there. So that's gonna be a bit more complicated. Let's see if we have some centering issues or anything to put it together. Probably not. And then all this copper hardware, the filler tab, the standoffs that are going to make me swear, the pivot screw, that should be fine. We have the handle nuts, even the lock bar stabilizer, and the handle screws. So everything else in copper. I'm going to be pretty light on the Loctite with these because they are copper. May not even use any. I'm not really sure because copper is pretty soft and it's pretty hard to unscrew. So yeah, I'm gonna make the call now and just not use any. We're just gonna put the Loctite away for now. I don't think I want to use it on the copper because it's a softer metal. So I'd rather, if it was my knife, I'd rather have to tighten stuff up every now and then than take a chance on stripping a very easily strippable screw. So that is my command decision. So I'm putting, maybe you're not even supposed to, I don't know. So I'm going to put the standard clip aside and the standard screws aside. We're not going to need those. I do have an extra bag here. We're just going to put stuff in there. Rubber mat, very important. because I can let screws fall and not worry about them bouncing across my office. I always use a rubber mat, guys. And I was going to do some maintenance. Remember, I got my KPL stuff out and a couple of rags and whatnot. And I have my fruit punch Gatorade to get me through. A Slicey Dicey sticker and a Hinderer sticker. What else? We got a Hogue sticker. And Nick Shabazz made me a certified gem. I just got a sticker from him. But he did call me that in a video just recently. So not to brag. Always got to stay hydrated when you're doing this. And again today, it's hot as hell up in my office. It's not particularly cold outside, so here's my trick. When it's not cold outside, my office gets really hot if it's medium temperature. So here's my trick. If you unscrew the screw, these just fall out. And they are a real pain in the butt to like hold down all your fingers and try to put them back together. So if you're just doing a scale swap, notice how I took the pocket clip off first? You just lay it flat and you do not move it. Trust me, it will save you so much swearing later. But unfortunately, it does jack all for me tonight because I have to take this thing so far apart. So we're just going to let it fall where it falls. But I did want to show you that little trick. Trust me, it will help you out a whole lot. I had to take that pocket clip off anyway because I know that Emilio is a tip-up kind of guy, as the Lord intended. So I'm going to be swapping that clip position around anyway. I thought there was a copper clip in here, but maybe they don't make those. I don't know. And you see, stuff's already all falling out. That's what happens if you don't do what I did. But all this stuff is just going to go into that bag because it's not getting used. So let me... Yeah, I'm going to need to use both. See, sometimes you get away with this. Sometimes you can just put thumb pressure on this and they come right loose. But we are going to use the proper tool this time. See if I have to use my actual screwdriver just to get more torque on it. We will see. Nope, it's coming loose. Not that hard at all, actually. Careful this tiny little thing you don't cut your finger, though. That was a little close. Probably wasn't as close as it looked on camera, but... I did almost kind of touch the blade there a little bit. A smarter man tapes the blade, but I never do. Because I'm not a coward. No, it's because I'm an idiot. You should probably tape the blade. I even have like painter's tape right within hand's reach of me right now. I will say, whenever you're taking a Hinderer apart, especially if it's a tie scale, like mine does, as soon as you can start using your fingers, use your fingers. Because it's just a flathead. It's easier to slip off than anything else. You don't want to do that. So... This now, we're kind of running out of room, so we're going to start putting stuff in the bag that's not, look at all this stuff that's not getting used again. So many things not being used again. Oh, this is going to be crazy town. It's a good thing I've done this a few times. Worst one I did was in my own XM-18. I was doing it while my wife was, and I'm going to put these in a better thing so they don't get scratched up. Don't worry. I'm just putting them in here in this bag all together now just to get them out of the way. My wife was babysitting and I was home all alone, and I sat and watched old 80s X-Men cartoons and tore my Hinderer apart, a couple of my Hinderers apart, and I was doing it on a little, one of those fold-up tables, and those little, like, kind of TV trays, and it was working fine until I bumped it. And everything went everywhere. I was crawling around the living room floor and the carpet with a flashlight and a magnet. Got everything, but that was annoying. Gonna put these away because I'm not gonna need those. Where is that bag for the, well, where did you go? Where'd you go, little fella? There. So we'll put... You can see, yep, definitely brand new because this bag has not been opened. As most of mine have not been opened because I much prefer the bearings, but that copper liner, you have no choice. So we put those in there. Those are pretty much bone dry, by the way. We're going to need to keep this. Going to need to keep that. I put the pocket clip in there. We'll deal with that when the time comes. So yeah, we're at that point. So we're just gonna bring these back out, I guess. I'm just trying to figure out what order I want to do this in. I'm gonna try to replicate my trick. I think I can still replicate my trick somewhat. So we are going to start out with the, I'm going to use the proper terms, copper handle nuts. Put those in there. Now, can I get it flat back on there? No. See, this is why it's sweary. Because stuff like that happens. Maybe you have better eye-hand coordination than me, and it won't bother you, but I only have what I have. There we go. All right, this might work out. This might work out. I might not have to swear on camera. Not that I haven't before, but I try to keep it off my YouTube channel for you guys. At least I try to keep it, you know, PG-14 to a light R. Because sometimes working on Hinderers, I've definitely ventured into the NC-17 category. Just because there's so many parts. Like I said, they're beautifully made. There's zero issues there, but this actually isn't going to take too long, I don't think. Which is good, because I'm doing this, spoiler alert, I have 28 minutes until I'm supposed to be on with you guys doing a premiere of another disassembly video. But I wanted to get this all out here. So I know we're going to need these metal space arrows, because obviously the washers are thinner than the bearings. So I'm going to put the rest of this stuff all back. Close up the bag. Wow, this is going too well. I almost sort of look like I know what I'm doing, which is not a good thing. Oh, see, I did my little trick, but I didn't put the pivot in. There we go. Now I've screwed something up. Let's screw anything up. Like I said, I just trying to make life easier on myself. Let's see if we can get this sucker in here. This is so fiddly. I should probably clean that pivot first. Yeah, let's do that. It doesn't feel like it needs it, but you know what? Amelia's a good dude. I want to make sure everything's nice. Nice for him. It does feel like they put a little bit of lube on it in the factory, but I don't think much. So just isopropyl alcohol. Cut up old t-shirt that my cat ruined. She couldn't ruin a white one. Much would have preferred she ruined a white one, but she ruined a brown one this time, so that's the one that gets cut up. She scratched the snot out of me. I still have scars. So that's cleaned off pretty good now. And yeah, Hinderer didn't use any Loctite, so neither are we. I don't dare use Loctite on copper screws. There we go. Cool. This may actually work out. All right, we don't want the KPL heavy. We just want the regular. Open that up. While I have this out, we'll do the washer as well. I do always say when you're putting washer and knives together, you can kind of feel, if you just kind of go like this, there's usually one side that's just a bit smoother than the other. Man, these are pretty good, but you can still kind of feel this side is just a bit smoother than the other. So you want to put this little spacer, the steel washer, in, and then yeah, it's this side that feels a bit smoother. So drop that on there. A little bit of lube. Not going to go nuts. I'll drop over there. There we go. Now I got to clean the blade off too. All right. Okay, so that's sitting in there proper. Clean off this washer. Smarter Man may have just done everything all at once. That one's not wet. This one is wet. This one is wet. If you guys can guess that reference to one of my favorite county bits of all time, I will be very, very impressed. And we're just going to put the lube down in there. Okay, just a bit. Little goes a long ways. And now, badang. So you can see it sits nice and flush with the blade once you put that spacer in there. It all works out well. And now we're going to open the hermetically sealed liner, and I'm going to use appropriately my own XM-18. It actually was a gift from Amelia, from the same guy I'm doing this for. So thank you, man. I still love this knife. It's still amazing. It's got the Warhog scales. I was in the Flying Tigers. There's a whole story if you want to go back and look about what an amazing gift this was and how blown away I was by it. I don't carry it all the time. It's the closest thing I have to a safe queen, but it's not a safe queen. I could have cut that better. And now I shall. All right. This was actually in my pocket the other day. I'm not leaving the house, so why not? Like I'm going to lose it. All right. Oh, this is very pretty. Nice copper scale. I guess oh yeah, because it would be running on there. Never mind. I was about to say something stupid. Forget that I began to speak. I was going to say I didn't understand why. Couldn't put the bearings. I'm like, dude, this won't have the spacer in it, you moron. So that just drops right on. Genuine Hinderer parts to genuine Hinderer parts always work out well. Yep, just got to pop that in there. There we go. Awesome. Now we are safe and sound. Get out this scale. I actually can get out all the screws and stuff too while we're at it. We're just going to take everything else out. Oh, I did forget to do one thing, though. This is a nice little thing I like to do. Again, Amelia's my buddy, so we're going to take this back off. I forgot to do one thing. The KPL Heavy. I am not perfect. I'm not bad at working on Hinderers, but I'm going to say I'm pretty happy with how it's going so far, but I'm not perfect. Just put a little drop of that KPL Heavy on the detent ball. The Heavy just sticks better. So it's kind of designed specifically almost for detent balls, and it does make a huge difference. It really does. Just have that little bit of lubrication that isn't going anywhere. Say, now watch this scale not go back on as smoothly this time. And it isn't. It isn't going back on as smoothly. Do things right the first time. Oh, see, I just screwed one up. Ah, see, that's how they get sweary. That's how it gets sweary, guys. As you pick them up and one falls through. I showed you my trick and everything, and it failed. It's not foolproof. Okay, that one's not that bad, though. I just lost one. It's really frustrating when they just all fall out, because you're not smart enough to outsmart 3 screws. There we go. Yeah, we're still not getting that one. It's just not wanting to line up as well now. It just dropped right on and pulled right off. There we go. We're just going to see if that... There we go. All right, now we're as good as it's going to get. We're going to give it a shot from here on out, so that's what the scale's going to look like. And we will bust out. The fingers will cooperate. You have 21 minutes left, Brian. You can do this. And, oh, the lock bar insert. Man, I am monkeying this all up. Can I do the lock? No, I can't do the lock bar insert with this on here. Oh, monkeys, I should have done that first. Like I said, I was trying to plan ahead and I failed. Let's just try and do it like this. This is gonna be tricky. I'm sorry you're not gonna be able to see this on the camera. I do apologize for that. And this is a T on that. That appears to be a T6. So, Wampa. And where are my Allen heads? T6. Computer screen went to sleep. It's bored watching this too. I really need to have some music. I do have friends that have bands. I could probably do that where it wouldn't get copyright flagged and everything. I may have to do that. If you guys want me to keep doing this, I do have some awesome musician friends with some awesome bands. All kinds of stuff. Yeah, T6. See, now I've made myself a sweary mess because I didn't open the bag, and I'm trying to hold these in. Oh, I am a silly monkey. I am a silly monkey. I knew I'd forget something. So it goes this way. Could have reused the screw it came with, but came with a brand new fresh one, so why not use it? Now, see, I'm trying to use my 4 fingers over there to hold all this stuff together just because I don't want to deal with putting it back in, even though it would not be a pain right now. But it's just the principle of the thing at this point. There we go. That's done. And don't worry, you're going to get the full reveal when this is all done. We'll do a very close-up picture of how this looks. So that back in that bag. Now, put the scale on again for the 3rd time. Anything else I'm forgetting? Negative. It's just that. The only place it doesn't want to go on is this. It either wants to go on the lock pin or the standoffs. It doesn't want to go on all of them. I think that's about as good as we gonna get. Okie doke. So we have that. Get the handle screws. Very pointy handle screws. I like to at least get these in loosely. Oh, that looks good. Oh my Lord, that looks good. Starting to get the jealousness that this is not mine. My XM-18 is very nice. Maybe we'll do a beauty contest at the end. You guys can vote which one looks better. I can tell you already it's this one, but unless you just really hate my Carta. I do hear there are people like that. I don't know what their mothers did to them. But I do hear that such folks exist. Yeah, I get everything popping together now. And again, I normally would Loctite, but I don't trust the copper. So, and Hinderer doesn't do it from the factory, so I ain't gonna do it. Now, again, I'm using my fingers as long as I possibly can. That's what she said. And then sometimes this happens. Yep, that always happens. It seems like every Hinderer I take apart, the lock bar goes over too far when you first start to put it together. You got to pop it back out. Now, see, I already got to use the proper armorer's tool here, but we're going to do, I like to start out with it like this because you can, especially it's titanium, it's going to be all right. I like to just kind of hold it because I can get a hold of the knife and the tool at the same time. I don't really need that stupid little keychain ring on there. I meant to take that off, but it does just kind of get in the way. But if you do want to carry it on your keys, then I guess it is nice to have. But this little thing, I know it looks like you can't put much torque on it, but it's really about all you need on Hinderers usually. They don't have any Loctite from the factory, and they don't need much going back together. That's usually pretty much all you need. And usually you just cinch it all the way down till it's like reasonably tight. And oh my God, that looks good. And that is too tight. So as I just said that, normally you just cinch it all the way down and it's fine. Well, not in this case. Might be because I'm using, normally I'm on the bearings. So that's probably what the difference is. This time I'm not. So we're just going to back it off just a little bit. So yeah, Emilio, keep an eye on that pivot. He's not put Loctite on it because I don't know if I'm supposed to or not. Not centered. See if it's going to cooperate with me. It is now, okay. We have centering. We have no action. That is too tight. All right. Trial and error. Mostly error in most things in my life. We're just going to back this off just to... I don't want to do much because I want it to stay centered. It's pretty centered. And now the action sucks. I don't want to take this whole thing apart again. Yeah, it's gotta get looser, and then it's not gonna be centered. Not touching anything. Now it's pretty centered after I flipped it once, but I'm gonna have to loosen it up more, which is gonna screw it up again. This is why I don't use the washers. Although the previous ones I put them in, which was, well, the previous one I put them in. I haven't put them in any of the ones that I own, and every one I've worked on for someone else didn't want them either. But you gotta, because of these scales. So, you see, he wants to be that tight, but then the action sucks. Yeah, that's no good. I could take it apart and swap everything around, which is probably what I'm going to have to wind up doing, which I won't make you guys watch. If I have to do that, we'll have a jump cut, and we'll pretend. Yeah, that's not bad action-wise. How is it centering? It's just a hair off. Man, it's so close. So close. Oh, this is being very finicky. Yeah, no, it's going to come apart. We're going to jump cut this thing. Because I have to take this all back apart again. All I'm going to do is just take those washers out, flip them around the other way. Sometimes that works. I haven't ever had to do it with a Hinderer because, like I said, I don't use those very much. But a lot of times on washer knives, sometimes that works fine. So let's give that a shot, and I'll be right back. And yep, that was it. I swapped out those little steel liner things. It only took me, actually, I could have left it on camera. It only took me about 2 minutes, if that. Yeah, it's on washers. It's not the best. I definitely prefer them on bearings, but D10's still awesome. It's nice and centered now, so we're good to go. It's a little off, maybe. It's a hair off, but it's about as good as I can get it on these washers. That's just, I guess that's just the price you pay for using these copper liners and stuff. But it's fine. Nothing's touching. It's just only a real total anal perfectionist would be mad about that. And if he wants me to take another shot at it, I will. I'm going to show him this video before I show you guys. But yeah, I think it's about as good as it's going to get on the bronze washers, unfortunately. And now, just put the pocket clip on it, and we're done, and then we'll do some beauty shots. So what did I do with my Phillips head? Little driver thingy. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, monkeys. If I have to pause this to go look for stuff, because I know he's a tip-up guy, so he's a tip-up guy. Should that be like new knife nerd slang for he's a nice guy or something like that? And we did have a bronze filler tab, correct? Yes. No bronze clip, though. Or copper, sorry. No copper clip. They probably don't make copper clips. Probably wouldn't be that great of stuff to make a pocket clip out of. What's on my finger there? What am I doing? That's not the right tool, Brian. Well, Bright gets a bit punchy after half an hour. And the pocket clip I put back in here like a dolt. So we'll get that out. It's another thing. Can we start saying you're a tip-up guy, and can we also all start using the word dolt more often? I think that is an underused insult. I like kind of old-timey insults, and that's a good one. Oh, we can hardly even see your copper over travel stop there. That's just sad. And now we have screws all the way in the bottom of here that I need. Oh. Nothing's ever perfect. And a 1. And a 2. I have a ton of Hinderer screws around. I could have gotten them from another source if I needed to, but Alas, I did not. So again, I will package that stuff up better before I send it back, but we just want to get it out of the way right now because everybody wants to see the pretty knife they've only seen flashes of. I wonder if they do these little screws in copper. Not sure I'd want a copper clip, but those little screws in the copper would be kind of cool. So here we go. This is it. We are done. That is how you utterly, completely, and totally take apart a Hinderer in, what, half an hour and put it back together. And if you did it right, it would have only taken me like 25 minutes if I didn't make a couple little mistakes. But live television, and I'm not ashamed of my mistakes. So, yeah, this looks nice. I love these scales. RC Blade Works makes them. That is very... Look at how well the jimping even matches up. That is awesome. I really do like that. And I'm not in love with the phosphor bronze washer action, but it's perfectly fine. I guess I'm just used to mine. So beauty contest, last thing we'll do. Who wears it better? Which one would you rather have? My XM-18 or his XM-18? Let me know. Let me know in the comments, and then Emilio and I will battle for bragging rights. I think I'd rather have his. Although I don't like, no, because I don't like the bronze washers. I much prefer this because I can run bearings on it. But that's a sexy looking knife, absolutely for sure. I did another one for him I should have recorded that was even better. A 3-inch. That was battle black and a bunch of stuff. But hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. I'm going to do more of these disassembly videos if you want them. I'm working up to get to doing sharpening videos, but I think you guys like some of this long content every now and then, so let me know. And I'm sorry I cut away for a second there, but I didn't think you needed to see me take the same knife apart twice, so I just cut away for that a couple minutes. It literally was 2 or 3 minutes. Probably my watch was visible in it. You probably saw what the time lapse was. But have a good one, everybody, and stay safe out there. Wash your damn hands.